the playing of our national anthem.
Hello and welcome to tonight's presentation of UGA Ice Dawgs Hockey. We've got a good one for you tonight as the Dogs take on the Ole Miss Ice Rebels. It's a great night for hockey, Joe. We are outdoors at the Classic Center Foundry Pavilion for this year's Athens Winter Classic.
And outdoors we are, and perhaps even better than that, we have an amazing jersey matchup. We have a matchup between the Ice Dawgs, who have these beautiful cream Athens jerseys, and I'm going to call Ole Miss's jerseys the Deep Blue Sea, a nice deep blue with some red in between. A great jersey matchup. I'm sure you were looking for some points of the game, but instead I'm going to talk about jerseys, of course, and I'll throw it back to you for the starting lineups.
The Ice Dawgs coming into this one, a 17-4-2 record, good enough for first place in College Hockey South Conference. The Rebels not so great, 2-10 coming into this one, so they'll look to right the ship at the beginning of this semester. As we get set for the starting faceoff, we'll take a look at tonight's starting lineups. For Ole Miss, it's Matthew Warnecki between Jake Keller and Nathan Pawlaw. On defense, it's Alex Luff and Connor Storner. And in goal, number 30, Richard Mugler. For the Dogs, it's the top line of Bigda, Mazzaros, and Punzenberger with Hagen and Martin on the back end, and the big man in goal, Ryan Testino. As the faceoff is won by the Dogs, we are go here from downtown Athens. As the puck quickly goes up out of play, so we'll get a whistle 5 seconds in.
And that is a danger of playing outside. We have a lack of nets, so fans are going to need to keep their eyes out, as we could see some high-flying pucks, as we'll have another face-off 4 seconds into the game at center zone. Don't know how often you see that.
Second try was won by the Rebels, and they'll quickly fire it across ice, but it gets stuck at the blue line, turned back by Luff. Storner with it. At the point, here's Keller. He'll play it up the wall. Storner down the left wing side now. Keller again. Keller walking in. His shot turned away by Testino, and there's collision there at the net.
Fans, please be aware of flying pucks and sticks as they may enter the crowd during the
Ole Miss celebrating on the bench for taking out the goalie, slapping their sticks against the boards. Very unusual sight. You'd never want to hit the goalie, and instead Ole Miss celebrates it. Maybe they're trying to rebound from a 2-10 start and get something going. Testino, around 6'4", very big man. I think he's going to take that all day. Take that hit and shake it off and start fresh.
Face off to his right, won by Ole Miss. Shot was blocked in front. Pellegrino in the corner with it now. Taken into the wall by Martin. Up at the point. Here's a shot turned away easily by Testino into the corner. At the wall, big check down there on the half wall there. That's Hagen. Coming out of the corner is Robinson. Maurer with it on his own half wall, plays it back in behind his goal. Centering pass attempt broken up by Martin. Pellegrino with it again. He's taken into the boards by Maurer. Puck just barely leaves the zone, though, as the Dogs are able to poke it out to center ice. Here comes Conway breaking in. Sticked away from him. Following him up, though, was Maurer, and his shot is quickly saved and covered up by Mugler.
Beautiful job by Conway there, getting past two defenders. I don't know if he meant to leave it off, but he did. And then Maurer, excellent shot, gloved down by Ole Miss's goalie, number 30, Mugler, who is eventually able to cover.
Face-off won by the Dogs. Eberle skates it in behind the goal, turns back, trying to play it up the boards, but he's hounded there. Puck at the point, Poole with it now. Fires it on net, turned away, rebound bounces up to the slot, but just over the head of McDonald. Dogs regain control, though. Eberle with it on the half wall. Down in the corner, McDonald. He shakes off a check, but he's taken into the boards. Ole Miss comes up with the puck, fires it off the boards, but it's taken away by Santa Maria. He's back after missing last game due to injury. McDonald in behind the goal. Rims it up the boards. Poole with it now at the point. Down low into the corner for Santa Maria. Out of the corner. Santa Maria takes another heavy check in the corner. Poole with it again at the point, and he'll fire it right back down the wall. Good pressure here from the Dogs. Not a lot of shot chances here, though, on this extended zone time as the puck finally leaves the zone for Ole Miss.
They're going to fight for it at the midline, but good shots early from Georgia, good scoring opportunities.
As that one's dumped into the zone, so the Rebels will get a change. Poole up the ice out of his own corner. Fires it looking for Parente. Warnecki with it, lays it down to his man whose shot goes just over the net. That was a shot from Keller. Another shot from the point there by Davies was blocked by Parente. Puck in the corner. Ole Miss with control of it. Parente comes up with it, though, on the half wall, and he'll skate it out to center ice. Pass intended for Adler was just out front.
And you talked about how Santa Maria is coming back. That's an important thing. He's not one of the big three, but an important on the fourth line.
Parente with a good hit on the back check there. Keller with it in the corner. Trying to center it, shot right into the pads of Testino, and he'll hold on to it.
Sam Adler going to be wearing 21 tonight, a different number for him, as we called his name earlier. Now, when I was talking about Santa Maria, I said fourth line, but he's actually just the fourth kind of player, your fourth goal scorer. Not on the stat sheet, but able to skate around the defenders, kind of like how Conway does, and really anchor a line. You usually have those top three guys, Bigda, Conway, and Mazzaros, but he really can fill out that fourth spot for you.
Defensive zone draw won by the Dogs. Adler couldn't get to it, though, but it's not enough for icing as Parente's in there first. Waddle with it in the corner, and the Rebels on the breakout now. Pass just out in front of Keller. He'll skate onto it, though, across the Dogs' blue line. Nice move, trying to get around Leland, but a good defensive play there at his own blue line by the Dogs' defender. And he'll skate it out to center ice himself. Pass across to Parente. Looking for help. Shot pass across for Leland. And it got caught up in the stick. Parente still with control in the corner as it's finally chopped away from him, but he'll regain control on the half wall. Parente with a shot out of the corner, gloved by Mugler, and he'll hold on to it.
Parente had that break and was waiting for some help, looking for the centering pass. The defender committed to it. I would have actually liked to see Parente take that shot there after the defender committed to the pass. That would have been a good opportunity. He still gets a shot in on the stat sheet, but not as great as an opportunity as the one before it was.
Face-off won by the Dogs. Quick shot. Just missed the net. Martin into pinch as it's played up to the point. Good keep there by Hagen. Punzenberger with control of it now as it's just taken off his stick. He gets it back, though, again taken away from him, that time by Storner. He'll skate it back out, but a good back check there from Punzenberger to pick it up. Here's Bigda walking into the zone now. Bigda cutting to the net, but a good play there by Luff with the body to break it up. Bigda in the corner, fighting with Luff for it. Mazzaros in to help Bigda out. Good check there by Luff in the corner. Punzenberger trying to come down from the point, but he couldn't get control of the puck, and the Rebels will come back the other way. Robinson with it. Stood up at the blue line, though, by Hagen. Ole Miss dumps it back in again, but the Dogs skate it quickly back out. Here's Bigda down the left wing side now. He's got help in front of the net. Pass to Mazzaros. His shot just wide of the goal. Punzenberger with the rebound. He's got it in the corner now. Hounded by Robinson up to the point for Martin. Across. Hagen with a shot. Tipped in front. Good save by Mugler, and he'll hold on again.
That was a great and original pass by Bigda to Mazzaros. Mazzaros just couldn't get it on goal. And then Bigda skates in front of the goalie, almost able to tip it in as the players will regroup. A really great opportunity there for the Ice Dawgs as they've had some good ones early. It looks like Ole Miss has understood that everyone wants to play the Ice Dawgs. We've had 23 games this season. Everyone loves to play us, and they've come out hard.
Face-off won again by the Dogs. Gutman with control now. Looking for Conway at center. His shot scores! Truman Hagen from the point tees one off, and the Dogs lead by 1.
Great shot by Hagen from the point. It just looked like no one knew where the puck was, so Hagen took advantage with a slap shot from the point. about 5 minutes in, and he puts Georgia on the board 1-0. A great shot by Hagen.
So the Dogs take an early lead with just under 5 minutes gone in the first period. Hagen gets the first one of the game. Face off one again at center by the Dogs. Conway trying to force it through. Maurer helps him out. Maurer down the left wing side now. He'll stop up and wait for help. Takes it to the boards. Pass up to the point for Strauss, but it's taken away from him and chopped out to center ice. Robinson plays it down into the corner. We've got a whistle at center.
At 4:44 by number 27, Truman Hagen.
As you hear the PA call Hagen's name, a great shot from the point. Just finds the top of the net right over the goalie, number 30 for Ole Miss, who is Mugler's blocker on that right side. A perfectly placed shot. Now the Ice Dogs are up 1-0. They're really going to try and come out really offensive and really physical, as Ole Miss has come out offensive. And some of the best things the Ice Dogs do is returning the favor, catching them out of position if they're being too physical. And that's kind of what we saw there. They try to aggressive clear. Instead, Hagen finds the puck and is able to get it in the back of the net, as the refs will talk to the Ole Miss bench.
Confusion about the line change here, so we'll take a moment to talk about these jerseys that the Ice Dogs are wearing. These Athens City jerseys, of course, the Athens Winter Classic, the yearly outdoor games for the UGA Ice Dogs. This year you'll see the shoulder patches with the logo of Nuçi Space, a local company focused on the mental health of musicians in Athens. The Ice Dogs will be using the hashtag Let's Talk About It on all their social media posts this week to raise awareness for the conversation about mental health. Face-off won by the Dogs, fired down the ice. Icing waved off, though. So during all that confusion, it looks like Ole Miss actually came out of it with a power play. We never saw a signal from the referee.
No idea who's in the sin bin or what for.
So Ole Miss down the left wing side now. Keller with it. Hounded there at the blue line. Trying to center the pass, though, but Poole takes him into the wall. Ole Miss still with control of it, though, in the corner. Played up to the point. Settled there by Storner. He'll shoot one. Blocked in front. Didn't look like he got enough on that one. Storner with control of it again at the point. Down low, Keller with it now. Good stick there from Casey. Keller on the blue line. Over to Storner. Back to Keller. Down low at the side of the net. Turned away by Testino on the shot from Robinson. Storner again at the blue line. Back down to Robinson on the half wall. Hounded by Spicer. Over to Keller. Back to Storner. Again back down low. Robinson with a shot. Saved by Testino. Bouncing around in front. It's loose. They score.
They're going to wave it off. I believe the net's off.
So a quick whistle by the referee. Looks like the net was popped off right before the puck went in.
I know this is an Ice Dog stream, but I believe that's the right call.
And we've got a penalty to Ole Miss here for unsportsmanlike conduct. Some words for the referee following the no-goal call. So we'll have some 4-on-4 hockey here.
Probably just said something he shouldn't have after a goal is waved off, a common occurrence. May have also run into Testino or something like that. I think that net was pretty clearly off. It definitely budged. Of course, our camera's on the opposite side, so a little hard to see. But I believe that's the right call, as now we'll get, I believe, some 4-on-4 hockey. One of the things about being outside is we don't exactly get to see the power plays or anything on a nice scoreboard. So we're kind of just assuming, but there will probably be 4-on-4 hockey here. But we don't know the time that the Ice Dogs will have a 4-on-4, but then they will, of course, go on the power play, something they've been very strong at, especially the last weekend at Auburn.
You just mentioned it, Joe. Georgia on fire last weekend, running about 50% on the power play against Auburn. So they'll look to continue that success against what is likely a weaker power play from Ole Miss, or a penalty kill, pardon me. But first we'll have 4-on-4 for likely about a minute. Like Joe mentioned, we don't have a clock with the penalty markers on it, so we'll just speculate.
And as color commentator, I usually take notes for us, and right now I have no idea who's on the box for either team, so we're kind of just exploring that as the refs are talking now to the Ole Miss bench. An interesting start early, a quick goal for the Ice Dogs, and now a lot of talk between the benches. Of course, we also had that collision with Testino early, and Ole Miss celebrated it, not exactly sportsmanlike, so maybe the unsportsmanlike that came was to be expected.
So the face-off will be inside the Rebels zone, I believe.
Yeah, now the referees are talking to the Ice Dawgs players, specifically Owen Leland.
Face off inside the Ole Miss zone to the left of Mugler. Conway and Pellegrino come in. Face off won by the Rebels, though.
Now Ole Miss has 5 on the ice.
A 10-minute major misconduct penalty.
Okay, so they announced a 10-minute major for Ole Miss. There will be nobody in the box serving a penalty, so we'll still have 5-on-4 power play for Ole Miss for likely another 45-ish seconds.
A major is a big deal, of course. That means that player will not be able to play for 10 minutes, and he did something that was a penalty off the ice, usually something he said.
Luff dumps it into the zone. Pellegrino with it now, but cleared out to center ice by Conway, so the Dogs will get a change in penalty-killing personnel. Up the boards, Luff with it now. He'll circle back into his own zone. Plays it back to the far boards, but quickly fired back in by Hagen. McDonald chasing. Big hit in the corner. And we are back to 5-on-5 as the Dogs successfully kill their first penalty. Long stretch pass. That's Storner. Paula with it. Santa Maria down the right wing side. Drops it off for McDonald. His shot turned away by Mugler. Eberle with control of it now again. Trying to play it back for Santa Maria, but a miscue there, and it's taken back the other way by Fox. Fox down the right wing. Nice move to get around Hagen, but he stood up at the hash marks. Hagen looking for McDonald at center, but it's just out in front of him. We'll have icing. Oh, it's waved off. McDonald with a big check on these near boards here. He came in hot. Puck rimmed around the boards, bounced off a stanchion back out to center ice. Here's Fox with it at center, and he'll just dump it into the near corner. Price battling for it now for the Rebels. Blockered away by Testino on the shot from Whitwer. That's John Whitwer, not to be confused with Ice Dawgs team president Robbie Whitwer, who is still injured, but he's down there on the bench for Georgia. Centering pass attempt missed the target, so it will go all the way back down. Mugler will play it. Whitwer with it.
An interesting note there when the 5-on-4 for Ole Miss ended.
Shot from Mazzaros to the point. He scores!
Great shot there by Mazzaros, a turnover in their own zone for Ole Miss. I was talking because they seem to have the puck under control, and then the Ice Dawgs came in, forced a turnover. Mazzaros puts it in the same spot that Hagen did, right above that right blocker on the goalie Mugler, and that seems to be his weak side. Now, I was going to say, when that power play for Ole Miss ended, they were looking to cherry pick, so it sounds like they know that the Ice Dawgs might just be a little more physical and fast and try and cherry pick.
Puck up at the point. Strauss with a shot tipped in front by Bigda. Rebound off the side of the net. Mazzaros tried to pick it up, but it's taken away from him. Played out to center pool there for Georgia, and he'll lay it back in, but it bounces off the low ceiling down here. So we'll get another whistle.
27 by number 26, Josh Mazzaros. Assist by Dylan Punzenberger.
As you hear from the PA announcer there, Mazzaros assisted by Punzenberger, who's on the first line tonight. Not a usual spot for him, but a more recent usual spot for him. Not the start of the season spot, as we'll get a face-off infraction, and we'll do it again. But a great start for the Ice Dawgs here, going up 2-0, not even 10 minutes in. This is the start they're looking for.
Face-off won by Georgia at center, quickly played into the deep corner. Bigda chasing it. Played around the boards now. And trying to chip it out to center was Mulligan. Dogs with control of it. Poole walking across the blue line now. Down into the corner, stops up at the half wall, leaves it for Punzenberger. But he mishandles the pass, and it goes back out to center ice. Over to Strauss. Down to Bigda on the blue line, who tips it into the corner. Mulligan circles back. Luff with it now. Played up the boards, looking for Price. Here's Keller now. Drops it off for Price with a shot. Turned away by Testino, and he'll cover it. And we'll get another whistle inside the Georgia zone this time.
Only the third shot for Ole Miss, but Testino saw that one the entire way. A big shot, but Testino gets the body out in front, doesn't try and glove it, knocks it down, and then covers. A great job there by him, of course, the big man, Ryan Testino. He's going to be important for the Ice Dawgs. Now, the Ice Dawgs probably have a bigger physical matchup and speed matchup. He's still going to have to block down these shots and do an amazing job in goal, as he usually does.
Defensive zone draw won by the Dogs. Quickly fired around the boards, but this one should go for icing. And it does.
The Dogs will have another chance for a face-off here, as they've actually been doing pretty good tonight. They're leading face-offs 5-2. It's something they've struggled with on the year, but in recent history, they've been doing better. And a good showing tonight. An opportunity to clear the defensive zone and get something going offensively.
So another defensive zone draw coming up after the icing. It's won by the Dogs. Adler quickly skating out to center. Leaves it for Parente. Parente across the blue line. He comes through center ice, takes a check off the leg, it looked like. Up the boards, Fox looking for Robinson. Burnett comes up with it, though. Casey back off the boards for Adler. Trying to lay it out to center ice, but it's taken away by Fox and fired back into deep territory. Casey in the corner, battling with it now. Adler rims it around the boards for Burnett. Parente with it on the other side. Parente skating down the left wing now. Makes a move around his man, trying to cut to the net, but a good stop there by 47 Whitwer. Up at the point, Burnett with it. His shot tipped in front and went into the boards. Robinson with it now. He'll skate it out for Ole Miss. And his dump-in attempt will go right to Testino, who will fall on it. So we'll get another whistle and a face-off in the Georgia zone.
Smart play there by Testino. Of course, as a goalie, you can always stick that away. Instead, covers it, knowing his team has been doing well in the face-offs in this game. And they're going to look to convert this face-off to an offensive opportunity. Of course, still 5-on-5 hockey because the penalty was a 10-minute major. But the Ice Dawgs doing pretty well so far.
Face-off won by Ole Miss, rimmed around the boards, though, by Georgia. Gutman with it at center. And he'll skate it down the left wing side. Double teamed at the half wall, though. Conway in to help Gutman out. But the Rebels will come back the other way. Powell will skate it now. Trying to step around Hagen into the corner. Powell with it. Centering pass. Looks like it went off the side of the net out to center. And this one will go back into the neutral zone all the way down into the Rebels zone. But no icing on the play. Whitwer will take it, fire off the glass. And that one should be enough for icing. Oh, it was waved off. They say Hagen touched it. So Martin with it now for Georgia inside his own zone. Plays it back to his partner. Hagen with control. Trying to step around his man. Almost turned it over at the blue line. Maurer in to help him out. But it's chopped back into the zone there by Tonis. Up ice, Conway with it now. He'll skate it down the right wing side. Good stick there, but another centering pass attempt looking for Maurer. Turned away by Toenhez. Poole wraps it around the boards. Punzenberger there for Georgia. And he'll fire it out to center. Maurer with it now. Again taken away, but Punzenberger comes up with it once again. Trying to toe drag around his man, but it's poked away off of his stick. Kept in at the line by Strauss, but now fired back out to center again by Ole Miss. They can't get a clean zone entry here. They've dumped almost everything in after getting out of their own zone.
Yeah, but I'm sure they take that over the start. They are having a little bit of offensive zone time, and yet the Ice Dawgs have not really had any since their last goal. So I'm sure they'll take the stalemate rather than going down another goal. An interesting thing we pointed out earlier in the women's game is that this ice is outside. It's a little bit hot. I mean, it is cold, but not freezing level. So the ice is somewhat melting. The skates are cutting it up. It is a little bit nasty, so the puck is bouncing around. It's hard to control.
Still inside the Georgia zone. Here's a shot attempt, but a good stick there by Poole. And he'll break out looking for the stretch pass from Punzenberger, but kept in at the line there by Warnecki. Poked out to center ice, though. Strauss is going to try to skate onto it, but Davies is back there for the Rebels. Breakout pass blocked by Punzenberger at the blue line. Good stick there as the Rebels were trying to break out. Rimmed around the board. Strauss with it at the point, though. He'll keep it. Fired down low. Mazzaros with control of it in the corner. Trying to play it back up the half wall. Back down into the corner. Punzenberger coming in. Rimmed around the boards. Big to chasing. He'll take a check, though. Punzenberger with it, looking for Mazzaros. Punzenberger still with it in the corner. Fighting off Warnecki. And he'll walk it out to the half wall now. Up to the point. Poole with it. His shot gloved and held on to by Mugler.
Good job there by Mugler, saw it the whole way. Bigda unable to really get his stick on it to change the direction. You know, something I like, because we're playing outside, we have some interesting lighting. I love the eye black that the players are wearing. It's very interesting. I mean, Bigda loves to lay the big hits and the big checks. I don't know if I've ever seen him more scary than with the eye black on.
Face off won by the Dogs. Leland trying to get it in deep, but it went off of a skate. Puck still in, though. Eberle with control of it at the point. Walking the line, drops it off for Leland. Leland with a shot, shouldered away there. Rebound bouncing on in front. Eberle couldn't get a stick on it as it goes into the corner. Burnett at the point. He walks the line back down. Eberle on the half wall. Back to Burnett at the point. Shot tipped in front, just wide of the net. Crawford with it now, trying to get it back out in front. Digging at the side of the net. McDonald with it now. He'll skate it up to the half wall. Up to the point. Leland with it. Fakes the shot. Curls back. Another shot now, just wide of the net, as it's rimmed around the boards by Luff, and it finally comes out to center. Here's Fox. He takes a check from Eberle. Robinson helps him out. He'll fire it down behind Testino, who leaves it for Leland. Rimmed around the boards for Eberle, but the puck took a hop over his stick. No icing on the play. Rimmed around the boards there by Waddle, but Hagen back inside the Georgia zone with control. Martin up the boards, looking for the stretch pass for Eberle, but Waddle picks it off. He'll skate it in. His shot was tipped on goal. Looks like it went off a skate of Hagen, and Testino will cover.
I'm going to give Testino a save for that one so his numbers boost up. I don't think he needs it, but that might have been the easiest save of his career, as that one just drifts out in front. Ole Miss, like you said, not getting a lot of productive offensive zone time, a lot of dump-ins, then chasing, and the Ice Dogs just tend to be faster, tend to be more physical, so they're going to win those most of the time. On the offensive side of the puck for the Ice Dogs, it looks like they're playing a 5-on-4. They're just getting Ole Miss out of position and getting really good shots.
Defensive zone draw, a shot from Ole Miss. Testino falls on it quickly, so we'll get another one coming up.
Ole Miss with a great shot there off the faceoff did a really good job to get another shot on the board. However, Testino turns it away.
Face-off won again by Ole Miss. Waddle with a shot tipped by Maurer at the line. Martin with control in behind his own goal. He'll skate it out now, but he curls back after the pressure from Powell. Back to Hagen. Again, back to Martin. The Dogs having some trouble on the breakout here as it finally leaves the zone. A foot race here. Conway racing for it with Powell as those two come together into the boards. Mulligan with control of it now, as we've got a little bit of a scrum here in the corner. Conway and Powell, it looked like. But they separate as the puck goes down into the Georgia zone.
Usually it's a good play by a defender to cut off the person's body, but on Conway, that defender for Ole Miss was pretty clearly holding his arm.
And we've got an icing here, so a face-off back in Georgia territory.
Conway there getting a little bit frustrated. It did look like his arm was being grabbed and inhibited from getting the puck. Could have been a call. Instead, they both go into the boards really hard, have a little bit of a tussle after, but both will go back to the bench, switch off, and we'll have a defensive zone draw for the Ice Dogs.
Off the tie-up, Hagen comes away with it, fires it around the boards. Maurer with it, looking for centering for Gutman, but it's taken away by Davies, and this one will go out of play.
Maurer took a big hit there. He always seems to find the contact, whether it's body blocking pucks or getting checked into the boards, and yet he always walks it off, something the Ice Dogs will appreciate, as that puck was chipped out, up and out of play near center ice, so we'll have a center ice draw.
Another tie-up at center ice. This time Ole Miss comes away with it, and they'll dump it back down into the Georgia zone. Strauss there first for the Bulldogs. In behind the goal, Poole with it. Looking for Bigda, but a good pinch there by Luff to break it up. Bigda still with control of it now as he circles back and will skate it out to center. Floated up high, but another block there. That time by Price. He's holding his helmet. Puck might have gone off his face. We'll get a whistle here as the Dogs go offsides.
Offsides for the Georgia Ice Dogs. Now, a thing about Bigda, who's on the ice now, I believe he's approaching 100 career points. I think he's at 98, so he needs 2 more points. Of course, we have the game today and a game tomorrow. I'm sure he'd like to get it in the Athens Winter Classic, a great event. Of course, outside in Georgia in the South, a hard thing to do.
Poole's dump-in attempt stopped by Davies and floated back down. This one should be enough for icing, though, as Strauss back there to get it. So we'll get another face-off, this time in the Ole Miss zone. Lots of icing in this first period, Joe.
Yeah, and I think that's attributed to Ole Miss not really feeling confident in their break, you know, getting out on the offensive side of the puck. I think they're just really trying to clear their own defensive zone and then doing a lot of dump and chases. And with that, you're going to find a lot of icings. Now, while the Ice Dawgs have had some icings of their own, I think most of it can be attributed to Ole Miss.
Davies fires it up the boards. Here's Keller with it now down the left wing side. Sticked away by Poole. Those two come together in the corner. Poole still with control as it goes around the boards. Bigda there for the Dogs now. And he'll rim it back around the other way. Punzenberger with it. Looking for help on the boards as it's kept in at the line by the Rebels. Here comes Luff for Ole Miss down the right wing. Drops it off for Keller, who takes a check from Mazzaros. Strauss digging for it with Warnecki. Up the boards again. Bigda with control. Chips it around. That's Luff. Bigda in a foot race with Luff now. Beats the icing. Trying to play it back to Punzenberger. It's caught in his feet. Played to the boards. Punzenberger with it. Stops up. Trying to get away from the Ole Miss defender. Punzenberger still with control of the puck. Bigda with a shot. Blockered away. Punzenberger at the side of the net. Plays it up to the point. Casey over to Poole. Poole walking in. His shot just wide of the net. And this one will leave the zone as Casey couldn't keep it. Over to Poole, but he turns it over at center. Punzenberger gets it back, though.
Ice Dawgs finally get a change. That line was out there a long time.
Casey keeps it in. Good play there. Here's Adler with a shot. Turnaround slap shot. Good save there by Mugler on a great chance from Adler.
Yeah, Adler with a good shot there. Usually you see a wrister or some sort of skill move. Adler says, I'm going to try and catch him off guard. Sneak it past him with a slap shot. Unable to, but a good idea, as the Dogs will have an offensive zone draw to the right of Mugler.
Face-off won by the Rebels. Fired off the boards and out to center. We got a 3-on-1 if the Rebels hurry. Shot from outside, turned away by Testino. Played into the corner. The Rebels battling for it at the side of the net, rimmed around the boards. Adler there for Georgia. And he'll play it out to center ice. Here's Parente for the Dogs. Parente plays it for Spicer, but he couldn't quite settle it as it goes into the corner. Parente digs it out, trying to play it up to the point, but it's taken away by the Rebels, who skate it back the other way. Casey trying to give it off to Adler, but he lost control of it. Back to Casey. Burnett in behind his own goal line. Up the boards looking for Parente. Out to center. Here comes Spicer. Over to McDonald. McDonald down the left wing looking for the centering pass. Casey with a shot as he's cross-checked right at the whistle. And no call on the play.
Another no call on what looked like a pretty obvious penalty there on McDonald. I mean, just absolutely cross-checked and bodied in front of the net when he could have made a play on that puck. He's not going to argue it, though. He's going in with good spirits. The fact the Ice Dawgs are up 2-0 definitely helps that.
Face-off won by Georgia. Quick shot from the point. Saved by Mugler.
I want to go to back to that 3-on-1 play for Ole Miss. A really decent shot from the side, and Testino uses the blocker to push it away.
Face-off won again by Georgia. Fired in from the point. McDonald down there looking for it. Eberly with it in behind the goal now, but it's taken away from him there by Waddle. And he'll skate it out from his own zone. Waddle down the left wing makes a nice move at the blue line, walking in. On the other side now, his shot turned away, and Testino will hold on again.
So Ole Miss has really rebounded well here after their semi-poor start. Only 11 shots for the Ice Dawgs. While that is a lot, Ole Miss has 7. So not being totally outshot, the quality for them definitely needs to improve, as they haven't gotten too many quality chances. But they are trying to keep up. Down 2-0, that's what they need to do.
Offensive zone draw won by the Dogs. Fired up the boards. Maurer able to get it just enough out to center, but it's quickly played back to Storner, who fires it off his man's stick, and this one will go out of play again.
Up into the roof, of course, playing under the pavilion. That is definitely a thing that can happen. But I think any of these players no matter the ice, no matter the lack of netting, no matter the roof, I think appreciate being able to play outside. It's such a rare occurrence in the South, and especially in Georgia, and especially for club hockey. So considering all three of those things that usually inhibit outdoor play, this is really an enormous event and a great one for these players.
Face off at center, won by the Rebels. Here comes Keller. He takes a shot from the outside, again up and out of play over the glass.
That one, of course, tipped out of play, as that was fired out of play. So maybe someone gets a souvenir or someone's windshield gets broken if they were parked on the street. But we'll have another face-off here in Georgia's defensive zone.
Face-off won by the Rebels. Quick shot by Keller, but it was blocked. Able to keep it in, though, was Waddle. His shot from the point, tipped in front, just wide of the net. 1 minute left to go in the first period as it's chopped out to center, but a good glove there by Waddle to keep it in. Walking down from the point, but a good play there by Hagen, and the Dogs come back the other way. Maurer drops it off for Conway. 2-on-1 for the Dogs. Conway walking in. Trying to play it for Maurer, but a good stick there on the back check. Puck still loose. Rebound. Save by wow, what a save there by Mugler.
Yeah,
as he comes up with a little swagger.
Yeah, Mugler with two great saves there. I mean, Conway with a great pass gets it up in the air for his trailing player, who is able to get it on net. Mugler gets it away, and then I guess just good positioning, takes one off the face mask, and is able to finally cover. A really good job by him as he keeps Ole Miss in it, only down 2.
Face-off won by the Rebels. Luff with it up the boards. Comes back to him, though. Plays it over to Fox. Fox down the right wing, fires it across Robinson now. But he's sticked away from him and just enough to get it out to center ice. So the Rebels forced to fire it back in. Martin skating out, but he turns it over at the blue line. Robinson walking in now. In behind the goal, shot from the goal line. Easily saved by Testino. We'll get a face-off with 13.8 left to go in the period.
And I really do think that's the Ice Dawgs' Achilles heel, when their defense just turns the puck over in their own zone or in the neutral zone. It happens just too much for Coach Campy to be happy with it. There was an opportunity for Ole Miss off that one of those defensive turnovers.
Face-off won by Georgia, firing it out to center ice, trying to just take a few seconds off the clock. 5 seconds left to go. Bigda in hard on the forecheck. Here's Mazzaros with a shot at the whistle, or at the horn, rather. We got 0.7 left on the clock.
We'll probably see Testino skate off. No, they're going to say it's not worth it for this face-off. Usually you'll see a goalie skate off with this little time left so that they can get a shot on. They're just going to say they won't be able to get a shot off here.
Puck is dropped, but that will do it for the first period. So after 20, the Ice Dawgs lead 2-0. We'll see you right back here for second period action. Hello and welcome back for second period action here from the Foundry Pavilion outside in downtown Athens. The Ice Dawgs currently lead the Ole Miss Ice Rebels 2-0 after 20. Joe, take us back to the first period.
Of course I will, and we had 2 goals by the Ice Dawgs, one by Hagen 4 minutes and 44 seconds in, unassisted, a great snipe, top right of the net. And then Mazzaro, same spot, but 4 minutes later at 8 minutes and 27 seconds, assisted by number 15, Punzenberger. Now, Georgia led in shots, 12-10. Ole Miss put some shots there on Testino at the end of the period, though. Face-offs are pretty even. And Ole Miss had 1 power play they didn't convert on, but they also had a major for 10 minutes. That, of course, has ended. We do not know what the major or who the major was on or what the major is, but an interesting development as this game has been very physical, and a major usually means there's a little animosity. So we could see a scrappy game going into the second and third period.
As we get set for the second period face-off, it's won by the Dogs. Bigda quickly into the offensive zone, but it's fired off the boards and out to center ice. Punzenberger able to keep it, trying to play it in at the blue line, but a good stick there by Luff. He'll skate it out to center ice. Nice move to get around Hagen. Here's a shot from Keller, glove by Testino, and it will bounce out, cleared by Hagen. Here's Storner up the boards looking for Keller. He's hounded there by Martin. Punzenberger comes away with it at center, and he'll just lay it into the near side corner. Ole Miss chasing into their own zone, played up to the point. Hagen able to settle it, though. Whiffs on the shot, forced to play it down the boards, looking for Punzenberger. As it comes out to center ice, Hagen turns it around and fires it back in as the Dogs touch up. Storner with control of it now, trying to get it out to center ice. Played it over to Warnecki. Looking back to Storner. Here's Keller with it now. Stood up by Martin. Punzenberger with control of it back inside his own zone, up the left wing side now. But he's played at the Ole Miss bench. Martin chasing now. Back inside the Georgia zone, looking way up ice, trying to get it up for Conway on the change for Ole Miss, but Gutman forced to tip it into the zone. Chipped off the boards and out to center ice. Here comes Robinson for Ole Miss. Fired across, looking for Fox. Glove down, but offsides Pellegrino, so he'll touch up. As the Dogs take a second to regroup, Martin up ice. Here's Maurer with it at the blue line. Sidesteps the check, but just loses the puck, so Fox will curl it back. Fox down the left wing side for Ole Miss. Sticked away, Gutman takes it, plays it up the boards. Here's Conway. Conway walking in, he's got Maurer in the center. Centering pass was just a little bit out in front of Maurer. Gutman comes up with it, though. Maurer with it now, and we've got a penalty coming up, it looks like, on Ole Miss.
Looked like Ole Miss touched it last and touched up, so probably on them. As I believe that's number
12, so that is Daniel Mulligan. We got our first penalty that we see who it was. Daniel Mulligan, 2 minutes in the box for tripping. So the Dogs will go to their first power play of the night.
And we talked about it last weekend. They were excellent, around 50% over the 2 games. Now, that is the first time we could see who actually goes into the box. We do apologize. With the game being outside, it is a little bit of a weird setup. Camera's at a weird angle. But if you ever wanted to see a masterclass in goalkeeping, you get Testino on the near side, a great addition to the broadcast.
Pull down low. Bigda with a shot. He just whiffed on it. As Storner's there. Played up to the point, but Hagen able to hold on to it. Over to Poole. He'll walk it down. His shot turned away. Bigda with the rebound, but it's cleared to the boards and fired the length of the ice.
Mulligan, 2 minutes for tripping. Ice Dawgs on the power play.
Of course, first power play of the night for the Ice Dawgs. Ole Miss 0 for 1. We'll see how this develops.
Poole wheeling it up ice down the left wing side now, trying to cut to the net, but a good stick there. Centering pass, looking for Mazzaros in front, but it's cleared back down into the Georgia zone.
Isn't that amazing? Poole's a defenseman, walked it all the way, and then put a shot or a pass right in front of the net. I mean, I don't know many defensemen that can do that.
He had a few power play points last weekend against Auburn, including a goal and a couple of assists. As he leaves it for Hagen on the blue line. Hagen down low in the corner, trips up, trying to pass it off. Bigda with it now, walking out of the corner, up to the point. Poole again with it. Dusts it off, plays it down low. Hagen looking out front for Conway, but it was broken up. Conway intercepts the clearing attempt. His shot for big to across, but he whiffed on it again. Rebound bouncing around in front, and Mugler will hold on to it.
Looks like the Ice Dawgs for a second thought they scored, but a good cover by Mugler. Bigda there with two really good opportunities, received two very good passes, had some open shots, and whiffed on both. Not something you used to see from him. He is the third most point scorer on this team, so usually you'd find him putting that in the back of the net. Instead, doesn't, and now we'll have the second power play line skate out for the Ice Dawgs.
Face-off won by Georgia. Burnett over to Punzenberger, back to Burnett. He'll shoot one. Easily saved there by Mugler. No one was in front. Punzenberger gets control of it again. Plays it down low. McDonald back to Burnett at the point. Over to Gutman. Rolling puck. He'll settle it. Play it back to Burnett on the point. Punzenberger again. The Dogs working the perimeter now. Trying to get something to the net. Burnett with a shot, but it was blocked in front. Parente centering pass. No one was there. And this one will go all the way back down into the Georgia zone. Burnett circles back. McDonald there. As we are back to 5-on-5, I believe. So Ole Miss kills off the penalty. And they'll hem the Dogs inside their own zone now. Burnett with control of it in his own corner. Circles away from the pressure of Brait. And he'll wheel it out. There's some speed from Burnett. Passes it off to Parente down the left wing side, skating it in. Drops it off for Punzenberger. He whiffs on the shot. We've seen a few of those from that circle there. As the puck bounces over Leland's stick in a foot race here. As Waddle in the corner. Played around the other side for Spadetti, but it's taken away by the Dogs. McDonald plays it up the boards. Gutman, here's Maurer in front. He's got McDonald, he scores! Zach Maurer slides it in across underneath the pad of Mugler, and the Dogs are up by 3.
Great job by Maurer there, receives the pass, has his opportunity, just him and the goalie, makes a nice little move, dekes the goalie, gets him to commit, and then puts it over his glove side. A great job by Maurer there after, gets it under the glove actually. Great job by Maurer there, getting that shot on after a good deke. And now the Ice Dawgs will go up 3-0.
Face-off won by Ole Miss at center as they trail by 3 here in the second period. They had some good pressure up until now as the Dogs take away all the momentum. Poole will play it through center ice, walking in, trying to cut to the slot. Still with the puck now, Poole at the side of the net, trying to shoot off the back of Mugler. Puck still rolling around there in the corner as it's finally cleared to the point and out to center ice. Gutman with control of it now for Georgia, over to Strauss. And he'll fire it down. This one looks like it went up in the bench.
Ice Dawgs power play goal scored at 4:42 by number 77, Zach Maurer. Assist by Trevor Gutman.
So Maurer, of course, with the goal, as you hear from the PA announcer. Unfortunately, he said it was a power play goal. I don't believe it was. It was a 5-on-5 goal, which is even a little more interesting as Maurer receives that pass, dekes everyone out, and puts it in the back of the net as the Ice Dawgs, like you said, have momentum now.
Face-off won at center by Georgia. Gutman fires it across the ice for Strauss, but he mishandles it. Able to strip it off the stick of Fox, though, as Maurer plays it and fires into the opposite corner. Chased down by Stroner. Conway comes up with it, drops it off for Maurer. Shot from the point, looking for a tip in front, but it goes skittering into the corner. Clear to the point, but Strauss able to keep it in, though, as this one's fired finally out to center, but Gutman able to quickly fire it back down into the Rebels zone. Over to Whitwer. He takes a check there from Adler. Rimmed around the boards, Conway chasing. Parente with control of it now. He walks the line, but he just loses it. Here's a break for the Rebels. Fox walking in one-on-one with Testino. He shoots just wide of the net. Testino got a stick on it, it looked like. As the Dogs clear the zone, this one will be just enough for icing. What a save by Testino on the breakaway. He got a stick out there and was able to just deflect it off into the corner.
Yeah, definitely either a stick or blocker. He commits late to the shot. A good job. You never want to commit early as a goalie unless you know you can get the puck. Waits, makes the Ole Miss player make his move. Says, hey, I'm just as good as you. I can make any play as you. Sticks that or blocks that away, puts it in the corner. Great job by Testino on the one-on-one. as the lines will be switched up for the Ice Dawgs, or excuse me, they'll figure out the lines as the refs say, you got to change up what you have, and we will have a defensive zone draw for the Ice Dawgs.
Long shift for the unit that's out there now following the icing as the Dogs win the faceoff. Adler with it at the blue line, drops it off for Parente with speed down the right wing side. Looking back for Adler, but a good stick to keep it in the corner. Adler chasing it now in behind the goal. Adler out the other side, plays it up top for Hagen. Across, looking for Martin, almost a good break there for Ole Miss as Pellegrino was there. Almost intercepted that D-to-D pass, puck in behind the goal. Ole Miss player was tripped up, no call. Spicer with control of it in the slot, stick handling, looking for Parente on the back door, but Mugler will fall on it and cover.
Yeah, Spicer with a little stick handling, moving it back and forth, trying to find an open lane. Eventually just throws it, and Mugler able to cover. Adler here getting his first serious playing time of the semester. He's really big and really fast, and he's been doing a good job in the limited minutes he's had, really impressing us so far.
Face-off won cleanly by Spicer. Parente with a shot right off the draw. Looks like it went off the side of the net. Spicer trying to center it. No one was there, though. Parente comes up with it on the half wall, however. Fired around the board. Spicer chasing it. But it's taken and played out to center ice by the Rebels. Fired just back inside the blue line. And we'll get icing, it looks like, here as it comes back into Georgia territory.
Another icing, like you said in the first, we've seen a lot of it. And after Ole Miss was gaining some momentum at the end of the first period, it's looking like a lot of dumping and chasing and just trying to clear their own defensive zone again. As the Ice Dawgs, I believe, have put up 5 shots already in this period. And I think Ole Miss had that one on the break and no others.
Face-off won again cleanly by Spicer. Adler with a shot right off the draw, but it comes off the end boards and back down into the Georgia zone. Chasing this one is Martin. Drops it off to his partner, Hagen. Looking up for Martin. Nice move at his own blue line. Takes a slash there, no call on the slash from Spadetti, and we've got a whistle here. As Martin with some extra contact there for Spadetti. Here we go.
I said earlier, with the physicality and the major, we might have some chippiness. Seems to have started here now, about 8 minutes into the second, as I believe an Ole Miss player will skate to the box.
So offsetting minors to Martin and Spadetti. So we will stay 5-on-5, it looks like. Pardon me, they're signaling 4-on-4.
I think they're going to say it wasn't after the whistle and that there was contact before, and therefore it's a 4-on-4. And Torrin, I know you were going to say it if I didn't start speaking, but I love 4-on-4 hockey. It opens up so many more passing lanes, so many more shot opportunities. I think this does favor the Ice Dawgs on a 4-on-4, so we'll see if they can convert in this opportunity. Of course, if Ole Miss can get some breakaways like the 4-on-4 allows, they might be able to put their first on the board.
Face-off won by Georgia. They'll curl it back inside their own zone. Played up the boards, but Bigda couldn't keep it as it's poked back in behind the Georgia net. Burnett battling Keller with it now. In to help out is Mazzaros for Georgia. Waddle comes away with it, though, walking out of the corner, looking for a centering pass, taken away by Mazzaros, and Casey will skate it out to safety. Here comes Burnett down the left wing side with speed. Burnett walking in, passes it off to Bigda. Bigda with a shot. He scores! Matt Bigda, point number 99. And the Dogs lead 4-0.
Great job by Bigda there, and I mean great job by the whole team. Burnett receives the pass, a great pass from his own zone, then skates it down the ice, able to find someone who then finds Bigda, I believe, or it could have been Burnett straight to Bigda, we're unsure. But then Bigda with the open net puts in goal, and now 1 point away from 100 career points. An amazing opportunity as Ole Miss won the faceoff, but Bigda was chasing it down, so they had to cover.
So we'll get another offensive zone face-off here for the Dogs. Here's Mazzaros trying to go through the legs there of Robinson, but he couldn't quite get it. Here's Casey with a shot, and it went off the shoulder and way up out of play. That one might end up in the Oconee River somewhere.
Yeah, on that side of the ice, you were telling me, Torrin, it's just up and over the boards and a big hill, so it just rolls all the way down to the Oconee River. Hopefully we can go pick that up. No pollution.
If you're that committed, you can go get yourself a souvenir. I would not recommend it. Turnover here. Bigda comes away with it as we've got a penalty coming up on Ole Miss as Mazzaros' stick went flying. So violent slash.
Yeah, it looked like a firework was sparked under his stick as that just exploded in the air. That's
number 8, Connor Huey, heading to the box for Ole Miss. So the Dogs back on the power play. This will be their second opportunity of the night.
Bill Martin from Georgia, number 44, and number 34, Robbie Spadetti for Ole Miss.
And they just got back to us on the PA on the 4-on-4, which of course ended. So now we'll have a 5-on-4 for the Ice Dawgs, as like you said, number 8 skates in the box, Huey. Georgia 0 for 1 so far on power plays, but again, a good last weekend. They're going to look to convert.
Defensive zone draw won by the Rebels, but Hagen able to glove it down at the point, plays it across to Poole. Poole back to Hagen, looking to set something up here, plays it down in the corner, but it bounces over the stick of Conway. Back to the point. Hagen settles it, plays it across to his partner Poole. Back to Hagen, tees one off, good save there by Mugler. Clearing attempt stopped by Hagen at the point, back down low. Conway back to Hagen. Shoots it again, but it bounced off a blocked shot by
Michael
Price.
Davies, 2 minutes for slashing Ice Dawgs on the power
with it out of the corner, plays it down low. Punzenberger trying to go to Hagen. We've got 4-on-3 hockey here still as Martin and Spadetti are still in the box, so a little bit extra room out there for this power play for the Dogs. Spadetti stopped the breakout attempt here, so the Dogs will circle back. Poole will play it up the left wing side, though. Here comes Poole wheeling it into the offensive zone. Plays it across. Conway back up top. Hagen with it. He shoots. Save. Rebound. Bouncing around in the crease. Cleared by Ole Miss to the boards. Hagen with it at the point as Martin and Spadetti come out of the box. Back to 5-on-4 now. Cleared to the point. Pass just went awry, so we will get the Dogs regrouping as the Rebels get a change.
And I do apologize for the 5-on-4 comment earlier. Of course, about a minute left.
Here's a turnover, though. Ole Miss with a chance shorthanded. Centering pass is caught up in the gear of Testino. Poole comes away with it, looking for Bigda on the stretch pass, but it's cleared back into the Georgia zone.
We have no power play timer, so we're just trying our best as the Ice Dawgs set up another power play rush.
Poole plays it across for Hagen. Drops it off for Bigda on the blue line. Trying to force it into the zone, but it's taken away again by the Rebels. Good penalty killing here by Ole Miss. Played across, Parente now. He fires the length of the ice looking for Bigda, but it's shot back all the way down into the Georgia zone as the penalty expires. So we are back to 5-on-5 as Ole Miss successfully kills off their second of the night. Conway walking in. He stood up by Pellegrino. Burnett comes up with it, though, trying to play it at the blue line, drops it off for Parente. Parente now, shot across. Here's Mazzaros with a shot, but it's turned away by Mugler, and he'll fall on it.
Mugler, a good job there to keep his pads together, doesn't let anyone go through his 5-hole, as that was what the Ice Dawgs player was trying to do, get it through the 5-hole from that angle. Mugler doing a good job today. Of course, he's faced a lot of shots. I have Georgia down for 22 shots, and we're only 10 minutes into the second period, so that's a large amount of shots. He's trying his best. He does need his defense to help him out a little bit.
Face-off won by the Rebels. As it goes back into the Georgia zone, Burnett plays it up the boards. We've seen a lot of bench confusion from the Rebels. They had 6 guys out there on the face-off. Played around the boards, Keller there for Ole Miss, but it's taken away from him by Parente. But he quickly turns it over, though, as the pass looking for Mornecki goes into the Georgia corner. Mornecki with control now, trying to fire it on net, but it's taken away by Burnett. Here's a stretch pass, Parente on the breakaway. Parente walking in. just off the side of the net, it looks like, as Mugler cut off the angle, and we've got a whistle as the net's off.
And join us next weekend at the Classic Center.
Parente with an amazing opportunity, unable to put it in. Just hit, it looked like he hit the side of the net. I mean, Mugler could have got a blocker on it, but just a few too many moves. Needs to make that shot a little earlier. Burnett with a great breakout pass to Parente, and Parente just tries to get a little too fancy with it and can't put it in the back of the net.
It's not even too fancy. Mugler just stretched across and got the pad on it. He took away all of the angle. Parente just didn't have enough room to lift that one up. Burnett in behind the goal, sidesteps the forechecking Fox as his pass for Crawford just bounces over the stick. We mentioned it a little bit, the ice not the greatest quality out here as the puck's been a little bouncy here in this second period. Into the corner, Crawford chasing, but it's fired back out to center ice by the Rebels. This one won't be enough for icing as Strauss is there for Georgia. Played up the boards, looking for Santa Maria. He'll skate onto it. Stopped up, looking for the centering pass for Crawford on his tape. But we've got a whistle here as the net is off again.
Santa Maria with a great pass there to put it in front of the net. Mugler with another good save. I mean, he's been pretty good today. It's just his defense is not helping him out. They need to do a little bit more for him, as he's actually doing quite all right. Only 4 allowed goals on about 25 shots is acceptable, so he needs his defense to start helping him out.
Face-off won by the Rebels, clear to the point, but Strauss able to keep it in. Skies it into the corner, back up to Strauss at the point. He'll walk the line, slides it all the way through, looking for a tip. That puck saw its way all the way to the net. Up to the point, Poole keeps it in though. Plays it back down the wall. McDonald with it on the half wall. There's Waddle battling Santa Maria for it. Coming away with it is Huey. And he'll go off the glass and all the way down. This one's icing is waved off. They say Strauss touched it. Here's Price in the corner for Ole Miss. Centering pass looking for his man in front, Latorno, but Crawford comes up with it though. Here's Waddle. Puck stripped off of him by McDonald, but Waddle able to get it back. Strauss there for the Dogs though as he clears it over to Adler. Adler off the glass all the way down into the Ole Miss zone. McDonald chasing, looking for the big hit, but it was shrugged off there by the Ole Miss defender. Skied out to center ice. Poole there, though, for Georgia as he clears it to the bench for Adler. Ole Miss in the middle of a change. Turnover. Spicer with it down low. Parente with a shot. Bounced off. It was blocked in front there by Waddle. Adler clears it down low into the corner. Parente with it again. Battling for it with Davies. Looking for the centering pass for Spicer, but it bounced over the stick, and this one will go out to center. Poole with control of it now inside his own zone. Plays it all the way down. Nice pass. Here's Adler walking in from the blue line. He's got Parente. Back to Adler. His shot just off the side of the net as he's taken into the boards. Long shift here for this unit for the Dogs as Martin shakes off a check at the point. Kicks it back down low. Ole Miss with it in control behind their net. Adler and Parente forechecking there. Davies takes it to the wall. Adler comes away with it, looking for Spicer in front. Adler's shot was blocked. He'll play it to the point. Hagen shoots one off the chest of Mugler, and Ole Miss will get a much-needed clear here, but this one will be icing, so they won't get a change here. And another face-off inside the Ole Miss zone.
Yeah, judges are going to make sure they keep the same line out there, or at least they should. Looks like he's already talking to an Ole Miss player about you can't change, but we'll see. Yep, they agree. Number 6 for Ole Miss, who is Davies, shakes his head, lifts it to the air, says, "I'm tired," but skates back out of the ice, as this has been a long shift for the Ole Miss Ice Rebels.
Face-off won by the Rebels and cleared, but kept in by Martin. At the line, Conway with it now. Plays it across for Maurer. He sidesteps Storner up to the point. Hagen with it. Back over to Martin. He shoots one off the pad of Mugler. Good save there as Ole Miss corrals the rebound. Clearing a 10-point off a stanchion, though, as it pops out to center ice right through the legs of Hagen. So Ole Miss finally gets the change they needed. Hagen back inside his own goal. Just sidesteps the check of Powell as Martin clears it off the boards. But it's kept in at the point. Martin with control of it again in the corner. Still trying to skate away there from Paolo. as Ole Miss gets control of it again at center ice. Whitwer fires it in just wide of the net. Back in the corner, Martin with control again. He'll play it up the boards, looking for Conway. Saucer pass out for Maurer, who tips it and leaves it for Hagen, who tries to step around his man, but it's taken away from him at the blue line again, and Gutman will pull it back inside the Georgia zone.
Ole Miss has almost had no possession in their offensive zone, as Mugler will cover that. I don't think they've had possession in the offensive zone for about 4 minutes. It's been all Ice Dawgs, and while they've been unable to convert in those 4 minutes, that's a great showing that the Ice Dawgs will always appreciate. Being able to keep that pressure on and not giving Testino anything to worry about is always a good thing in ice hockey.
So another offensive zone face-off here for Georgia. They lose it this time. But again, the clearing attempt stopped at the point this time. Casey, pardon me. Punzenberger in behind the goal. Looking for the centering pass. Cleared to the boards, though, by Warnecki. Burnett able to keep it in. And it finally comes back out to center. Here comes Keller down the left wing side. He's got 3 Georgia players on him as he shoots it on net, but a good save by Testino to clear it to the corner. Rimmed around the boards. Burnett plays it up for Bigda, who shakes off a check there on the half wall. That was Mulligan. Warnecki to his partner. Played out to center. Here's Fox as he ducks away from the check as it's dumped weakly into the Georgia zone. Burnett with control of it in behind his own goal. Burnett looking up ice. And he'll curl back again, plays it off the boards, looking for Bigda, drops it off for Mazzaros. Nice play on the breakout there, but a turnover at center. Looking for Casey, got too cute with that one, as Keller will play it back into the Georgia zone. Nice move trying to get around Casey. Shot from the outside, easily gloved by Testino, and he'll haul on to it once again.
So I have those past 2 shots by Ole Miss, not really quality shots, as Testino is able to just block every angle with his body from that side, as only their second and third shots of the period. And we are, of course, almost 17 minutes into the period. So while the Ice Dawgs have only put up 2 in this period, the same as the first, Ole Miss has almost had no chances to retaliate, as they'll need to soon if they want to have a chance coming into the third. Refs discussing about line changes again. It seems to be Ole Miss's fault again. That's the thing with the Ice Dawgs, is they've had over 20 games to kind of play and mesh, as the Ice Dawgs will skate off. So a mistake on their part too. But Ole Miss, we were talking about having a few mistakes that can be attributed to only having 12 games on the season, and I believe only 2 so far this semester.
It's like Ole Miss is still learning the home team gets the last change rule.
Well, it looks like the Ice Dawgs are still learning that. They got to communicate a little better, as they'll have another change here, with being currently 7 men on the ice. And we'll finally get down to 5 on each side, of course, adding the goalie 6. And Ole Miss will make another change. This might be a mistake by the refs, because technically Ole Miss cannot change there.
Face-off won by Georgia, and Strauss will play it off the glass and out. McDonald through center ice, plays it over to Crawford, and he'll play it down the wall.
For misconduct.
So Bigda, they just announced over the PA, will get a major penalty for misconduct. So no, that will not be a power play for Ole Miss. Bigda will just be in the box for the next 10 minutes of game time, as this one's played down the boards into the corner to the right of Testino. Battling for it there is Poole. Shot out in front, bouncing around right in front of Testino. Puck still loose as it's cleared to the boards. Shot right back in on goal as it goes to the side of the net. Good save there by Testino. Puck still in the corner as Georgia walks out with it, but it's taken away again by Ole Miss. Here's a shot, turned away, rebound bouncing around. It's loose as Testino falls back on it. And we've got a scrum here right in front of the net. What a save by Testino to fall back on that puck.
About the Chick-fil-A truck outside of
Just a great awareness by Testino. Allows the first rebound, but I mean, crisscross applesauce is on that puck to make sure it doesn't go in. A great job. Now, Bigda, of course, in the box for the Major 10. We don't know what he did, but this might be the first Ice Dawgs game where we've had two 10-minute major penalties. Very interesting thing that has developed. Bigda, I'm sure, not wanted that, as the puck will just drift into Testino's glove, and we'll do it again. Bigda at 99 points, of course.
One thing that we see is a lot of referees call games differently. So some referees have a quicker whistle and a lower tolerance for language or back talk. One thing is we only have 3 officials out there tonight, so the second referee is also acting as a linesman, which is usually there should be 4 officials out there, but clearly some personnel issues tonight as the puck is still inside the Georgia zone. Cleared off the boards and out by Gutman, but it's hemmed in at the blue line. Gutman fighting for it, clears it to Maurer, who shoots it in on goal. Conway at the side of the net now. Looking in front for Maurer, but a good glove there by Mugler, and he'll hold it.
And you mentioned the 3 refs. Of course, that could be why they're quicker with the whistle. They don't want to deal with too much, as there are only 3 of them. They can't see everything as you would normally see with 4 judges. So that could be a reason for the quick whistle. Could also just be a very chippy game. We did see the start of a fight. It got broke up quickly, but both those players did go to the box as well. So very interesting thing developing in this game.
Face-off won by Georgia in the offensive zone. Played into the corner there by Hagen. Chasing it is Maurer. He'll take Whitwer into the boards. Gutman up to the point, Martin with it. His shot was tipped at the point, that time by Powell. Kept in the zone, though. Conway plays it across for Martin, but it's chopped out to center ice by Powell. So Conway will circle back inside his own zone. Conway wheeling through center ice now down the right wing side. Makes a move trying to get around his man, but a good stick there by Whitwer. Puck comes back to him in the corner, though. Conway with control of it. Digging for it still with Whitwer. Hogging in to help him out. Sorry, that's Maurer in to help. Martin on the blue line stepping in. Parente with a shot from the point looking for Gutman on the back door. Gutman with it. Up to Hagen. Over to Martin. Martin's shot looking for the tip in front from Conway. Good zone time here from the Dogs. As Gutman juggles the puck around his man. Nice move there. Conway in the corner looking for Gutman again, but it's taken away. And a clearing attempt will make its way out to center ice. Dogs touch up. Martin fires it back into the zone. Mazzaro's chasing. Punzenberger there. Plays it back down to Mazzaro's. Back to Punzenberger. But a good play there by Fox, and he'll skate it out. Fox stepping around Martin, but he takes a check. We got a penalty coming up here. It's going to be interference on Martin. There's been a couple that I thought they should have called. That was not one of them. But Ole Miss with a break here as they'll go to the power play. Martin to the box. 2 minutes for interference.
And he'll join his captain, Bigda. But Martin there, I mean, cuts off his man, but a little bit weaker of a call than we've seen earlier in the game. Earlier, Gutman with a nice move, a juggle around his defender. I mean, he's not the type to usually do that, but a great play by him. Might have spent some time at Clown College before UGA to learn to juggle like that.
Ice Dawgs. The Rebels score. We can't really see that corner there. But Ole Miss gets a power play goal as it's 4-1 now.
And Torrin, I mean, there was not much to see. That was a pass that just maybe at 5 miles per hour just found its way in between Testino's legs in the 5-hole. He just didn't see it with all the bodies out front. I don't think anyone touched it from the corner, those logos over at the side there. I don't think anyone touched it. It just slowly drifted. Testino never saw it. Just goes in the 5-hole. Very interesting development there as Ole Miss gets on the board on the power play goal.
So with under 30 seconds left to go, Ole Miss gets on the board. They still trail by 3 here, but they get a power play goal as Leland plays it off the glass and out to center, but it's hemmed in by Keller. He'll walk it down. Keller with a pass in front. Testino stretching out. Puck still loose as Robinson's skate came up and caught Testino high.
Ole Miss power play goal scored at 1932 by number 36,
everyone seems to be all
Joseph
right.
Robinson.
Robinson credited with the Ole Miss goal as that just slowly drifted in. Testino not with a great opportunity to see it, but it did just drift in his 5-hole, and then he comes back, Ole Miss with a better chance, threatening, and Testino makes a great play to keep that out of the goal. So a good bounce back.
We'll see Mugler head to the bench here with 3 seconds left in the period. Ole Miss with 6 players on the ice. Face off one to the corner by the Dogs. Shot just goes over the net by Ole Miss, but that will do it for the period. So after 40, the Dogs lead 4-1. We'll see you right back here for third period action. All right, I'm here with captain of the Ice Dawgs, Matt Bigda. Matt, you guys are going into the third period, 4-1 lead. What's the mentality coming into this third?
We can't let up. I mean, we really just have to keep going, make sure we're giving a full 60 minutes tonight.
So we're keeping track loosely of your stats here. We're not totally positive of it, but we believe that your goal was your 99th career point. So is that anything that's on your radar? Are you thinking about that at all in this game?
I mean, it's definitely a nice, kind of memorial, but I'm really just focused on making sure I can help the team win.
All right, one last question for you, Matt, here. Obviously, we're outdoors here. It's pretty cold. What's it like to play in this atmosphere?
I mean, it's a really special atmosphere. You know, not too many people in the South get to play outside. You know, it's a really cool experience.
All right, thanks, Matt. Good luck in the third period.
By our friends at Athens Coca-Cola Bottling Company. The Ice Dawgs came into the period
Unmute. Hello and welcome back for third period action here from the Foundry Pavilion in Athens, Georgia. I'm Torrin Smith, joined by Joe Kopshow on color. The Ice Dawgs lead the Ole Miss Rebels 4-1 after 40. Joe, take us back to the second period.
Of course, first we had 2 straight goals by the Ice Dawgs, so that was 4 unanswered. One by Maurer early in the second at 4:42, assisted by number 22, Gutman. And then a goal by Bigda, getting his 99th career point, assisted by Burnett. Then Ole Miss finally responded for their first goal of the game to go down 4-1. That was a dribbler by number 36, Joseph Robinson, and we believe that was touched by Owen Leland last.
Opening face-off of the third period is won by the Dogs, and we are go for third period action. Here's Parente trying to sidestep his man, but it's cleared. Not out to center as it bounced off an Ole Miss player. Punzenberger in the corner with it now. Drops it off for Parente. Walking out of the corner, looking for Punzenberger back behind the net. Trying to get out of the corner, but a good stick there by Storner to play it out to center ice. Fired back into the Ole Miss zone, though, and Mugler will fall on it.
Finishing that second period recap, of course, Georgia outshot Ole Miss by a ton. Ole Miss finally able to put one on the board at the end of the period. I counted 13 shots for UGA that period. Ole Miss with only 4.
Defensive zone draw won by Ole Miss as they try to get it out to center, and they do as Martin tried to pinch, but he couldn't keep it in. Keller plays it across for Paula. Back inside the Ole Miss zone now. Here's Luff. Plays it out to center ice. Wernicke drops it off looking for Keller, but Punzenberger comes up with it for Georgia. Couldn't sidestep Luff, though, as it comes back out to center ice. Storner through center ice, dumps it in off the boards and down into the Georgia zone. As the Rebels get it changed, Martin will wheel it up ice himself. Looking for Parente on the blue line. He's stopped. Taken away from him at the line there by Waddle. Good defensive play there, but Parente comes up with it again as Conway was in on the forecheck. Played back up the boards for Waddle, though, by Ole Miss, but Poole comes up with it. Back to Strauss, back over to Poole. Conway takes it away. Conway down off the boards looking for Maurer. Nice pass there by Conway. Maurer waiting for help as it's taken away from him on the back check. Good play there by Waddle defensively. Puck in the corner. Fox comes up with it for the Rebels. As Maurer's in on the forecheck. Good forecheck there by the Dogs. Able to keep it in the zone as it's finally fired out to center ice by the Rebels. Robinson whiffs on the clearing attempt, so it's fired all the way back out to center. Conway picks it up in stride. He'll walk it down the left wing side. Trying to step around his man, but a good stick there by the Rebels defender. This one will be skied all the way down into the Georgia zone. Not quite enough for icing, though. As Poole circles back, the Rebels in the middle of a change, but Poole will pull it back and play it to his partner Strauss, who dumps it in. In around the boards, Whitwer and Gutman come together. Poole at the point. His shot, trying to get a tip in front from Conway. He couldn't pick up the rebound, and a good save by Mugler. And Ole Miss will skate it back the other way, but a good stick there. Here comes Conway back in for the Dogs. Drops it off for Gutman, looking for Santa Maria, but the pass was in behind him. Back the other way come the Rebels. Here's Powell, but a good stick by Casey sends that one back out to center. Conway down the left wing, stops up on the half wall. Trying to play it back into the corner for Santa Maria, but it was stopped. Clearing attempt stopped at the point, though, by Casey, and he'll chop it back down the boards. Again stopped by Casey on the point. Santa Maria walking it off the boards now. Playing it in behind the net. There's Adler. He's taken into the wall. Still battling for it is Adler. Plays it back to Santa Maria. Off the boards to the point. Here's Burnett walking the line. Down low, in behind the goal. Adler chasing. Santa Maria comes up with it. Trying to play it out in front for Spicer, but a good stick by Whitwer to break it up. And the Rebels will come the other way. Paulo dumps it in. Steps around Casey. Burnett in there. Fighting for it now. Centering attempt cleared to the boards by Spicer. as the Dogs curl it back in behind the goal. Here's Keller for Ole Miss. Comes together with Adler at the blue line, and Adler will poke it out to center. Spicer dumps it in. Luff rims it around the boards. Back to his partner Keller. Dangerous pass there through center ice, but Wernicke comes up with it. His shot from the outside, just wide of the net. Everly with control of it now, plays it for Casey. Trying to get it off the glass now, but a good keep there by Huey. Wernicke and Hagen come together. Hagen plays it across for Casey, who leaves it for Eberly. Back to Casey at center ice. He loses an edge at center. So the Dogs curl back inside their own zone. Neither team doing a whole lot of anything in this one, or at the beginning of this first period. 5 minutes already gone. Played back by Crawford. Hagen up the boards. Here's Eberly walking in. Eberly's got McDonald. His shot just over the net as this one's tipped all the way out just to our right here as we finally get a whistle.
Oh, some fan gets a souvenir. I was about to go run down and get it for myself, but they'll probably give it to a kid who gets it. A Georgia fan celebrates behind us getting a souvenir ice puck. And like you said, Torrin, not much happening. Ice Dawgs with a lot of pressure. Ole Miss messes up their lines again. They had 6 men on the ice that should have been called.
Shot off the faceoff, turned away there by Mugler. Kept in the zone. McDonald with a shot blocked again by Mugler. In behind the goal, Crawford. Checked into the boards by Waddle. McDonald helping him out. He'll play it behind the goal. Still fighting for it as McDonald. Puck goes all the way up off the glass and out to center. Nice move there by Waddle. Here's a shot easily saved by Testino, and he'll squeeze it.
Yeah, Ole Miss with a line mistake again. I believe they had 6 men on the ice when that faceoff was drawn and they touched it, so could have been a 6-man penalty. Instead, Ole Miss gets a lucky break, and now there'll be a faceoff to the right of Testino, who got his first action so far in the period, 5 minutes in.
Face-off won by Georgia in the defensive zone. Rimmed around the boards by Mazzaros. Puck bounces out to center off the stick of Punzenberger, but it's cleared to the boards by Mazzaros. Hagen in the corner. Plays it back down low for Martin. Over to Punzenberger, but a good stick there by Spadetti. Up to Hagen. He'll skate it down the left wing. Trying to step around his man, but a good stick there by Waddle. So the Dogs circle back. Regrouping now is Mazzaros looking for Punzenberger on the stretch pass, but we've got an icing called.
Just in case anyone was wondering, Bigda now on the search for the 100th point. We heard from him from the intermission, a great interview conducted by Torrin, and Bigda, a willing guest as usual. Now he will be on the search for the 100th point out. He is out of the box, I believe, or will be shortly. Unfortunately, can't see, and there's no timer, but he should be out shortly if he's not out already.
Face-off won by Mazzaros. At the half wall, here's Punzenberger. Mazzaros trying to play it up for Parente, but it's taken away from him by Wernicke. Played up the boards. Ole Miss, good breakout. Here's a stretch pass for Keller. Trying to cut to the net, but he loses control of it. Plays it at the side. Centering pass. What a good play at the side of the net. Testino able to poke it out to the point, but it stays in. Keller trying to get it at the side of the net to his man Storner, but it's taken away by Punzenberger. He's tripped up. No call. The Dogs wanted a penalty on the play. Parente in behind the goal. Fighting for it. Played up to the point. Here's Strauss walking in. His shot tipped in front. Not sure if Mugler saw that one. Poole plays it down low. Parente looking for the centering pass for Punzenberger. Parente still with it. Walking out of the corner. Playing it back down the wall. Punzenberger behind the goal. Centering pass looking for Mazzaros, but it goes under the stick. And Keller will skate it back for Ole Miss. Keller walking in. Sticked away from him by Poole. As the puck bounces around in front of the Georgia goal. Here's a shot glove by Testino, and he'll hold on to it.
Great glove there by Testino. Reaches down and below his waist to grab that one. Easily could have found its way in the back of the net, but Testino saw it the whole way. Gloved it down. We saw Bigda skate out on the ice for a second. Ref's not allowing a change, so he'll go back as the Dogs will try and win this defensive face-off zone.
Face-off won by Ole Miss, though, as a shot from the point bounces around in front of the goal, in behind the net, as it's cleared to the boards. Strauss with control of it. He'll skate it out to center ice. Up the boards for Maurer. He's taken to the wall. Conway in a foot race with Waddle. But Conway gets there first, cleared to the boards. Fired back in by Strauss. At the half wall, battling for it. Centering pass looking for Maurer, but it's blocked in the corner on the attempt from Gutman. Clear to the point. Poole with control of it. He'll fire it on goal. Just a few feet wide as it goes into the corner. Strauss with it now. Looking for the tip in front from Maurer as it just goes wide. Maurer got contact on that one. Waddle with it inside his own goal. Looking way up ice to center ice. But a good pick by Strauss on the blue line. Conway with control of it. Great athletic play there. His shot chested away there by Mugler as Conway's taken into the boards, and this puck will go up into the Ole Miss bench.
I mean, that was a great play by Conway. Didn't look like he saw it. Did get tripped or tripped up on himself. And then still somehow kept the puck, sticked it to his feet, then bounced it around, did a little bit of tap dancing with the puck, and then got able to get control, throw a shot on goal. Mugler with a decent game. I mean, now I have him at 31 shots faced, only 4 goals against. He's really keeping his team in it, but he does need some help.
Face-off won by Ole Miss, but the clearing attempt was gloved down. We got a whistle here.
A very quick whistle on the face-off, and even stranger considering Ole Miss won it. The penalty's going.
Looks like they're taking Whitwer to the box for Ole Miss. And I think Crawford as well for Georgia.
That was an extremely quick whistle, so not surprised to see both players go to the box, as we'll have a 4-on-4. Don't know what it's for yet.
We had a slashing signal by the referee, so I think they just got their sticks together. Either way, we'll have some 4-on-4 hockey for about 2 minutes as the face-off is won by Ole Miss inside their own zone. Rimmed around the boards, Bigda is back out of the box following his 10-minute sentence. Poole in, or Burnett in behind the goal, pardon me. And he'll curl it up ice. Looking out to center ice now, Burnett in across center and across the blue line. Stops up, plays it back to Mazzaros. Dangerous pass, looking for Leland. But the Dogs come up with it back into the zone. Bigda touches up. Fox with control of it now for Ole Miss. Fox down the left wing side. He'll wheel it in himself. Steps around Leland. Fox walking in, but he just loses control of it right in the low slot. Fox still with control of it, walking out of the corner, plays it up to the point. Shot from the point, turned away by Testino. Bigda looking way up ice. He's got Mazzaros on a break. Mazzaros one-on-one, trying to step around Luff, but a good defensive play there. Mazzaros comes up with it, though. His shot turned away by Mugler. Good chance in tight from Mazzaros, but Mugler comes up big. Mazzaros chasing into the corner now. Davies there. They battle for it. Josh Mazzaros digging with it. Bigda in to help him out. Played up to the half wall, but Fox takes it away for the Rebels, and Robinson will skate it across the blue as Ole Miss gets a change. Martin in the corner. He's hounded there by Davies. Held on to a little bit, no call. Martin still skating for it. Centering pass, no one was there but Hagen for Georgia as he played it. Adler all over the back of his man as it's played up ice. Trying to play it out to center was Martin. Adler forced to curl it back. Out to center again for Parente. Return to Adler. Trying to step around his man, but it's poked away from him. Parente playing it back into the corner. Glove down by Adler. He's got someone in front looking for Hagen. No clear pass up top. Martin with a shot. He just whiffed on it as Parente was able to tip it. And we are back to even, or 5-on-5, pardon me. It's been even for a while. Shot all the way down the ice. This one should be icing.
And the whistle finally blows for that icing. I'd like to give you some credit, Torin, on play-by-play. You said Bigda's back from that 10-minute sentence. Likely a 10-minute sentence for saying an inappropriate sentence. So that's a little bit of a nice call there. But, of course, we're going to have 5-on-5. Ole Miss is going to need to hurry. They're down 3 goals with only 10 minutes left. They don't have to get out of position, but they do need to start getting a little bit more aggressive and getting quality shots.
Face-off won by the Dogs. Played back out to center. That one looked like it might have been offsides. No call. as Poole plays it back. We got a penalty coming up here. It looks like it's going to be on Strauss or maybe Parente, pardon me.
Mugler started to skate off, but does not complete the skate as he heads back. So an obvious Ice Dawgs penalty as they touch up. They've actually been pretty tame today. Usually the Ice Dawgs commit a lot of penalties. I believe that the Ole Miss Ice Rebels have only had 2 power play opportunities, scoring on 1. Torrin, what do you see there?
So Strauss stepped up for the hit, and he got his leg, maybe incidental contact at the blue line. Either way, the referees call the trip. So we'll have an Ole Miss power play.
And as I said earlier, they've only had 2 so far, which is a little bit unique for the Ice Dawgs. But they did, of course, score on that slow dribbler in between Testino's legs on a power play, so they are 1 for 2. And the Ice Dawgs will look to kill the penalty here. As Bigda loves to talk to the refs, he'll do it again, trying to get an explanation and plead his case. As Parente also looks a little concerned about the call as he has his arms lifted in the air in confusion. Bigda still arguing. Maybe he's looking for a record, 2 10-minute majors for arguing. I don't know. But he finally skates off, except no, he goes to talk to the other ref. Bigda, as the captain, of course, has to get an explanation. But usually he likes pleading his case as he'll be sent off the ice, I believe.
Parente is getting kicked out.
Parente being sent off the ice, not Bigda. That's something. I mean, we've had 2 10-minute majors, and now Parente sent off the ice. He's taking his skates off, so he's obviously done after being sent off the ice. An insane call. We don't know. We'll try and figure out after the game, but interesting.
So Ole Miss on the power play, but the Dogs quickly take it down the ice. As it's taken in by Poole, strong play in behind the goal. Poole still with it as it's finally taken by Ole Miss, and they'll start the power play. Poole gloves it down at center, though. So still taking some control of it.
On the Ice Dawgs, number
Spicer
11,
playing it up the wall.
Strauss, 2 minutes for knee. Number 3, Evan Parente, 10-minute major game misconduct, ejected from the game.
So they just announced the penalties. Strauss for kneeing and the 10-minute major game misconduct to Parente. Taken away from Maurer at center ice. Robinson will skate it back in. Dropped off to Keller at the point. Along the blue line to his partner. Here's a shot from the point, turned away in front. Looked like it went off an Ole Miss player. Spicer able to tip it out to center. Good killing there as the Dogs get a change.
I'd actually like to talk to you about that rule. So we see Parente going back to the locker room. Is he allowed to stay and watch, or is he just that confident the Ice Dawgs are going to win?
He is allowed to stay and watch. He just can't be on the playing surface, so he'll probably join us up here.
Yeah, I think he's pretty confident once he changes, but I think he's pretty confident in his team.
Here comes Pellegrino up ice on the power play. Ole Miss walking it in. Pellegrino stops up, taken to the wall by Casey, who tried to fire to the point, but Keller blocked it. Luff on the line now. His shot just over the net, as looking for a tip in front was Pellegrino. Warnecki with a shot in front, or a pass to Pellegrino, rather. His shot turned away by Testino. Here's Fox walking the line. His shot just wide of the net, and Mazzaros will skate it out. He's got Conway, though, with speed. Conway trying to split the D. And he elects to curl back instead and take a few more seconds off the clock on the penalty to Strauss, which does expire. So the Dogs back to even strength. And here's a shot from the outside. It's blocked, stays on the boards. Fox in behind the goal. Leland there. Fox looking for a centering pass. No one was there, though, as it's cleared to the boards. Adler battling for it. Adler still digging for it. He'll skate it out to center ice now. Here's a 3-on-2 for the Dogs. Pass across. Here's Santa Maria walking in. Centering pass looking for Adler, sticked away. Another pass in front from Burnett. And Ole Miss will skate it back. Here comes Waddle. Good stick there by Burnett on the back check. Adler tips it around his man. Luff trying to play it back out to center. Santa Maria, though, he'll walk it in behind the goal. Looking for help. He'll stop up in Gretzky's office. Back off the side of the net. Good stick there from Brait. Up to the point, Hagen with it. Down low, looking for Adler. Adler out of the corner. Shakes off the stick. Leland with it now. His shot from the point just wide of the net. Hagen stops it on the blue line on the other side. Rims it around in behind the goal. Bigda on the far side. Trying to center it for Mazzaros, but a good stick by Brake. Kept in by Leland, though. Good stick at the point. Bigda centering pass again off the side of the goal. Mazzaros with it. Curls it back, plays it up to the point. Hagen. His shot from the point, looking for the tip off the side of the net. Mazzaros still on the forecheck. Played back. Here's Luff. Ole Miss looking up ice. Rimmed around the boards. Bigda almost got a skate on it, but it goes back out to center. Here comes Spadetti. His shot tipped way wide of the net by Hagen. Leland up ice, looking for Punzenberger, but it's just over his stick and fired back across to Keller. Keller with a shot from the outside, saved by Testino, and he'll swallow it up.
Great save by Testino there. I do want to go back a while. The Dogs were on the penalty kill. Conway, with somewhat of a break, had an opportunity to maybe score a shorthanded goal. Instead, makes the smart play, curls around, and kills off the rest of a penalty. Very smart from Conway there to kill off that penalty and keep the Dogs in the lead 4-1.
Face off won by Ole Miss. Keller walking the line. Passed off, saved by Testino with some swagger as he flashes the leather.
Got the leg kick out there to get the blocker out there and the glove out there. Was able to glove it, and we'll get another face-off, this time to his right. Really great save there by Testino, who's been pretty good today. I have him at around 20 saves, so with only one let up and 20 saves, you're going to take that every day of the week.
Face-off won again by Ole Miss, but quickly taken away by the Dogs. Conway looking for Gutman, but it's stick down at center ice. Warnecki with it, trying to step around Martin, and he does. Play to the net, turned away by Testino, and he'll cover it again.
Another face-off for Testino, or a cover for Testino that'll lead to a face-off. Interesting here as the Ole Miss does get some pressure. No real quality shots, but they are getting the pressure they will need if they want to come back in this game. 5 minutes and 15 seconds left. They need 3 goals. They're going to need about a goal every minute and 30 seconds. Got to really start putting the pressure on. We'll probably see Mugler leave net in about 2 minutes.
Face-off won again by Ole Miss. Shot just goes wide of the net. Hagen tips it out, looking for Eberle on the breakout. Here's McDonald as him and Eberle collide. On the blue line, Ole Miss comes up with it, but Eberle able to pull it back, and we've got an offside on the far side. So another whistle and a face-off just outside of the Ole Miss zone.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what Ole Miss does here, as they could pull Mugler, and being down 3, they could not. I would probably say they pull Mugler, but it would definitely help their chances here if they could get a goal quick and then get Mugler out of net.
Face-off won in front of the Ole Miss bench by McDonald. Eberle comes up with it at the blue line, trying to split the D. Past the net, here's a shot by Crawford, saved by Mugler. As McDonald went down hard in the slot, no call. He's slow to get up. Robinson down the left wing side now. Drops it off. Eberle comes up with it, though. Good interception there from the Dogs. McDonald staying on the ice as he looks shaken up from that collision in the slot. Eberle trying to chop around Davies. His shot right in the chest of Testino, and he'll hold on to it.
Not sure if that's what Ole Miss wanted, a shot from the point that Testino saw the whole way. That's not what they're going to need if they want to come back. But it does semi-allow for a line change if they got it off beforehand. Good for them, as McDonald will get off the ice. It was a long shift already, but he did go down hard. He did take 3 Ole Miss defenders with him, though, as they also tripped all over each other.
Defensive zone draw won by the Dogs, rimmed around the boards. Adler stops it right in front of the penalty box. Plays it back to his defender, Poole. Just over 4 minutes left to go in the game here, barring a big comeback from Ole Miss, as Whitworth shoots it down the ice, but it was tipped in by Powell, so no icing. Strauss with control of it in his D zone, played up to the point, but intercepted by Luff. Back down to the half wall. Strauss in there. He takes Brait into the wall. Another good check there. That's Spicer in to help out. Poole skates it up ice and floats it just enough out to center as Whitworth fires it right back in, though. We've seen a little bit of extra contact. This game's getting a little bit chippy out here. I know last year when these two teams met, it was early in the season, and they were definitely some spirited matches. So these two teams not fans of each other.
And of course, they may have a game tomorrow. It is scheduled, so it could always lead into that game or even to the end of the buzzer in this game.
Nice move by Poole as he cuts the net, but he's forced to the outside. Centering pass, what a pass by Poole to play it in behind his own leg. Santa Maria in behind the goal. Centering pass for Adler, saved by Mugler. Oh, he scores! Adler snuck that one in under the blocker.
Adler with the goal there. I mean, great passing all around. Poole originally throws it out in front, and then Adler receives a pass out in front, and all the confusion, it finds its way under, I believe, Mugler's right pad and just kind of drifts into the goal. Looks like they may have called he covered it for a second, and then it just squirted out into the back of the net, and the Ice Dawgs will go up 5-1 with only 3 minutes left. Now we probably won't see Mugler leave the goal with only 3 minutes left.
So Adler's first of the season puts the Dogs up by 4 with 3 minutes left to go in the game. Played down low, a turnover right at the side of the net. Punzenberger comes up with it for the Dogs. But a good recovery there by Mulligan. Shot from the outside by Mazzaro, sticked away there by Mugler. Played on the boards, Bigda chops it back down deep. Mazzaro's in to chase. Punzenberger comes up with it. Still battling for it. Warnecki in there now. Plays it up the boards. Keller with it. And he'll skate it out to center ice. Steps around Punzenberger, but it's turned over. Here comes Bigda for the Dogs. Stops up, played to Punzenberger, but just behind him, he couldn't settle the pass. And Waddle will play it back.
A great opportunity for Bigda's 100th career point.
Keller fires it across, looking for another pass, but it's blocked in front. Shot was saved by Testino and cleared to the side of the net. Another centering pass. Puck still loose in front, cleared again to the corner as Casey's in there. Bigda shoots it out to center. Punzenberger looking for a break here. Couldn't step around his man. Second chance as he stood up at the hash marks. Punzenberger and Mulligan still with some extra wax on both sides as Punzenberger plays it, trying to get it towards the net, and we've got a penalty coming up here on Ole Miss.
And we'll watch the aftermath here. Ice Dawg player wants to get in further, but the Ole Miss player, number 12, Mulligan, is slightly injured, so he'll skate off. He doesn't want to face the aftermath.
So we'll see. The referee had his arm up. We'll see what the call is. We very well may see another ejection with 1:41 left to go in the game.
Another ejection would be crazy. That'd be the 4th major penalty. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen 2 in one game, so doubling that is quite crazy. Of course, 3 refs, they're going to try and keep it tightly contested, even though we've had some missed calls or non-calls on some things. A very interesting refereed game here, to say the least. Ice Dawgs up 5-1, of course, with only 1 minute and 41 seconds left. As the refs continue to discuss, we'll get you the call as soon as we know what it's for.
Georgia goal scored at 16:56 by number 21, Sam Adler, his first of the season. Assists from number 33, Pace Santa Maria.
So timeout, Ole Miss. We never got a signal, but it looks like Ole Miss will be on the power play here.
Don't know who's in the box, but it does look like they'll be on the power play as they skate to the bench to try and...
Timeout on the ice.
Yeah, timeout, as the announcer says. Ole Miss is going to try and figure out how to score 4 goals in what? That's 100 seconds, right? I'm pretty good at math. That's 101 seconds. So they're going to try and figure out how to score 4 goals in that time. A very tough task, but an interesting thing I saw earlier is when Ole Miss was pressuring their offensive zone, Mugler was, I mean, begging to come out and get a 6-man on the ice. He was calling to the bench, waving, and they just told him to stay in net. So it'll be interesting to see if he comes out here. I would guess he's going to stay on, but we'll see what happens after this timeout, and hopefully we can get a call on that penalty.
So we'll step aside here for the remainder of the timeout. We'll see you in a minute. So defensive zone draw here on the penalty kill for Georgia. Face off to the left of Testino. Warnecki and Conway glide into the dots. Conway wins it cleanly, and Martin will fire it off the glass. Not quite out to center as Mazzaros has to kick it the extra way. Storner, D-to-D pass for Keller. Not much time for Ole Miss if they want to get something going here. 1:20 left to go in the game. Played up the boards for Keller, but Martin's the first one to it for Georgia.
17, Matthew Bigda, 5 minutes for head contact.
So they just announced the penalty was 5 minutes to Bigda for head contact. Taken into the boards by Mazzaros. We got a minute left to go in the game.
1 minute remaining in regulation.
Hey, I just said that. There's a shot from the point. It is taken away by Conway, and he'll skate it back out to center ice. Nice move by Conway. He's tripped up on from his knees, a shot. Weakly shot as Mugler turns it away. Conway with some extra words there for Storner. Sidestepping is Keller. He drops it off. Martin in behind the goal. Plays it back for Hagen. And this one will be shot the length of the ice.
And as this winds down, we will have our 3 stars of the game afterward.
Hagen fires it down the length of the ice with 5 seconds left to go. That one will do it. So the Ice Dawgs win handily, 5-1 over Ole Miss. So the first of 2 games this weekend, the Dogs win. We will hopefully see you all back here tomorrow as we're waiting to see what the weather will look like. But for now, I've been Torrin Smith for Joe Kopcho on Color. Thanks for joining us. Stick around for our 3 stars of the game and our post-game thoughts. If not, we'll see you next time.
5, Ole Miss 1. With the win, the Ice Dogs move to 18-4-2 overall. Make sure to join us tomorrow at the 440 Foundry Pavilion. Puck drops at 5 o'clock for a rematch between the Ice Dogs and the Rebels. Drive safely.
No one had multiple points, so it just is what it is.
Thank you for joining us for tonight's presentation of UGA Ice Dawgs hockey. The Ice Dawgs win 5-1 over Ole Miss, and I'll send it over to my partner Joe for the 3 stars of the game.
Thank you very much, Torrin. Our 3rd star of the game is going to be Testino. I mean, only allowing 1 goal on what I have as 24 shots is a great performance for Testino. He keeps him in the game as he often does, and I think just any base level play would have been good enough to win this game, but Testino always going above and beyond and really does well for the Ice Dawgs tonight. The 2nd star of the game is going to be Sam Adler. His first point of the season. I think we got to give him credit for that. The last goal of the game to really shut the door, as there could have been an opportunity for the Ole Miss Ice Rebels. Adler the door was already closed. I think he kicked it in a little bit further. And then finally we have Josh Mazzaros, Messi, who we're going to credit the game-winning goal as he scored 2nd. So perhaps the most important goal of the game, as he scored that with 8 minutes and 27 seconds left in the first period. A great game by the Ice Dawgs and those 3 stars in general. Torrin?
All right, thanks for joining us. We've got a special treat actually coming up for you. Sam Adler will be sitting down for a post-game interview with us, so stick around for that. We'll see you in a couple minutes. All right, thanks for joining us here for this 5-1 Ice Dawgs victory. I'm joined here by Ice Dawgs forward Sam Adler. Sam, your first game of the season. What was it like playing out here in this outdoors environment?
Oh, it's so fun to play outside. I mean, ever since you're a kid, hockey outside is the purest form. And then something about the fans being on the glass, they're a lot closer when we're outside than when we're inside. Makes a huge difference in the atmosphere, and these are some of the boys' favorite games of the year.
So your first game of the year, Sam, your first goal of the year. What was it like to get that off your back?
Oh, that felt great. I'm so grateful for the guys to, welcome me and bring me in here at the midpoint in the season, and I'm just looking to contribute any way I can, and to get a goal is just extra.
So we saw this game get a little bit chippy towards the end there. Of course, a little bit of bad blood between these two teams. It always gets rough with these SEC teams. What you guys have to do to keep your tempers down and stay under control in this one?
I think it's huge to look ahead at these huge tilts we have down the stretch. We got South Carolina next week, which will decide the division, and then FAU, and then into playoffs. So you think long term when you're out there in a 5-1 game, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're sitting in those big games. So I think that helped kept the boys under control.
All right, Sam, thanks for joining us. Good luck tomorrow and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, thank you for joining us tonight as the Ice Dawgs win 5-1. We'll see you back here tomorrow, barring any weather. The Ice Dawgs are set for puck drop at 5 p.m., so we'll see you back here on the YouTube. Thank you for joining us for Joe Kopp Show on Color Commentary. I've been Torrin Smith, signing off.